Hello, my darlings. How we doing? Are we good this morning? Are we good? Are we good? Yeah, we good? Awesome. Okay, so if you're new to my channel, you may or may not know that I am a qualified herbalist, amongst other things, that I've been practicing for nearly 30 years now. That's a long time. Yeah. So I just wanted to have a wee chat about something, because there was something that came up on my Facebook feed that worried me a little bit. Okay, now I am aware that a lot of people are teaching themselves herbalism. They're getting all the books, they're getting the things, all of that kind of stuff. Number one, be very, very careful of the ones that you see advertised on places like Facebook. Those ones, unless they've got the blue tick on the thing, please leave them alone. I've bought 3 or 4 of them. I've even done videos on the tube about one of the ones that I found in particular that was quite dangerous in its information, and could have caused someone to die, because they're written by AI. They're not actually written by people who know what they're doing. So please be very, very, very careful of your sources. And I would suggest that you go to somewhere like Amazon and look for the authors before you choose to buy a book. Okay. Now, the other issue is that a lot of people are starting to make their own soaps and stuff. Cool. Make your own soap. I make my own soap. I have friends who make their own soap, but they're chucking stuff in the soap that they don't realise might actually have some really bad side effects. And as much as they are used in herbal medicine for certain things, given to other people who are on medications you don't know about, or have health conditions you don't know about, or at a time of their life that you don't know about, can cause some serious side effects. And I would really like to address this. Okay, so this particular lady who was making this soap, she was using madder root. Now, madder root is fine, and it tends to be used as like, it's more actually, madder root is actually more used in the dyeing textile industry than it is in the herbal industry, and I'll tell you for why. Overuse of madder root can cause organ toxicity. Okay, yeah. And if it does get to a point in when you're using it as soap, etc., that it starts to colour, you start getting red saliva, or you start getting like a reddy dark coloured urine, or other bodily fluids, then you might want to stop, because that is an issue. It's a major issue, even though potentially it does have some antioxidant, anti-inflammatory stuff going on, which is really kind of cool. And in some cases it can help with kidney, bladder stones, menstrual disorders, etc. The risk is a lot higher, and I would not suggest using it. Okay, it has been known to be used for wound healing and ulcers, etc. For ulcers, I would prefer to use for skin ulcers, etc. I would prefer to use things like raw honey and raw yogurt, raw plain yogurt. Why? Because I've seen it work with my own grandmother, who had a bed sore the size of her fist in the base of her spine later on in life, and the district nurses used that combination over it because nothing else was working, and it dried it out, made it come down very, very quickly. Within a couple of weeks it was almost gone. So, you know, the other thing that she was using was something called vetiver. Now, vetiver is something that is used to help with relieving stress, as in emotional traumas and shock. So major stress very, very quickly. Okay, it's also used in the control of head lice. Yeah. And it can be used for arthritis, stings and burns, that kind of stuff. But vetiver, if taken when pregnant, can cause the loss of the child. and if you are not menopausal or postmenopausal, can cause severe crimsoning, shall we say. Okay, so please be very, very careful. A lot of soap makers, they think they're doing the right thing. Oh, I can't find this there and I can't find this that, and that's great if you know for you that that is safe, but you need to also be a licensed herbalist to be able to sell soaps that have that, because other people don't know that information. And for me, I think it's really, really important, if you are going to be selling soaps to the wider public, you use stuff that is safe, 100% safe. Which is why when you see me do something on the internet as far as herbalism and herbal medicine goes, it's usually something that is either making you aware of possible side effects, or it's 100% not an issue unless you're actually allergic to it. All right, so you know, I will tell you things about garlic, or I'll tell you things about sage or thyme or rosemary or stuff like that, stuff we have in our garden, because I prefer food being medicine, rather than, you know, getting very involved with what we would call advanced herbalism. Okay, and you shouldn't be using certain things unless you are at that advanced level, for the safety of the people that you are supplying that information for. So I know it's a bit of a long one this morning, apologies for that, but I was looking at my notes because I have to, because I want to make sure that I'm 100% on point with what I'm telling you. Okay, so yes, Vetiver can help with insomnia and joint pain and muscle pain, etc. However, don't use it if you are perimenopausal or earlier. It's not something that you want to be using, because like milk thistle, which can only be used by women menopausal and later, please be careful out there. Just because something looks very, very pretty red and it says it's got madder root and it's got this and it's got that and it's got whatever, stay the fuck away from it. Unless you know for certain. Unless you know for certain. It is really, really important that you do your research. And it is really important for those who are making things like this and selling them on, that they are fully qualified and have been doing this for a long time. They also need to be able to tell you how much is in each bar. They need to be able to tell you that without any shadow of a doubt. This is how much is in each bar. That way you can kind of determine what kind of issue it could be, or how long you will be able to use that for before it may turn into an issue. Personally, I err on the side of caution. I don't want anyone to get hurt. Herbal medicine is an art form. Like being a doctor is an art form. You know, it's important, and you know, you need to know what you're doing. Okay? So please do your research. If you can, go and do a course and get yourself qualified. I don't mean properly qualified. I don't mean just like one course. Go and do all of them. All of them. And get as many books as they tell you to get. Yeah. And then start learning how to forage. Not even kidding. And the other thing is, if it doesn't grow in the country that you're in, leave it alone. Leave it alone. It's not meant for you. Not even kidding. It's not meant for you. Anyway, I will see you later. Have an awesome rest of your day. Bye.